Alright, what's up guys? My name is Zach and today I am driving a 2007 Hyundai Tiburon GT. Up front is a 2.7 liter V6 and down below is a 5-speed manual transmission. Now I am super excited to be driving this Hyundai Tiburon for two reasons. First of all, it's stick shift and V6. I like that combination. But the second reason is that this is now the third Tiburon that I've driven. Funny enough, all of them have been red, but I did a 97 first gen. I did a second gen with the automatic and 4-cylinder, but now I'm doing the second gen facelift with the V6 and the manual. And so we're gonna see if that drivetrain combination fixes all the Tiburon's woes. But if you'd like to submit your own vehicle and have it reviewed here on the channel, you can head on over to my website, zackpradel.com/submit. It's a quick and easy submission form. It takes under a minute to fill out, and I come out to you. And if you'd like to see all my videos weeks or sometimes months in advance, you can head on over to my Patreon for only $5 a month. Last but not least, huge thank you to North Naperville Autos for not only letting me drive this Hyundai Tiburon, but also the pre-facelift that we'll be referring to quite a bit in this video, but more on them towards the end. Let's get back to that 2.7 liter V6. Well, that was the upgrade engine over the 2 liter that came at the base model. That engine felt like it had scurvy. This does not. This has a lot more pep in its step. Not necessarily horsepower wise. This makes 172 horsepower where the 2 liter made 130s, 140, something like that. So it's not dramatically up on power, but the low end torque around town is very, very noticeable and much, much nicer than the 4-cylinder. This is a night and day difference. This just feels like it wants to run smoother. It feels happier under the hood and it feels happier under load. If I floored it in the 4-cylinder, it felt like the Hindenburg, but this actually feels sporty. It feels like it was meant to have this engine, and I like that feeling quite a bit. Like I said, paired to it is a 5-speed manual. Again, allowing me to shift my own gears has dramatically changed my thoughts on a vehicle like this. It's now a lot sportier. It's a lot more engaging. I have to put more thought and effort into it, and I like that. It's a brain game, and it wakes the entire vehicle up. This is now something that I could really get behind. I could take this down a curvy road and really have fun with it, and that is thanks to the engine and transmission. Now, unfortunately, all the Tiburons were still front-wheel drive, so it does suffer that ailment a little bit, being a front-wheel drive sports car, but that is now the only worry, as opposed to the rest of the drivetrain paired with the front-wheel drive. How does it feel to drive the Hyundai Tiburon? Well, like I said, it's a night and day difference. The ride quality isn't any different. It's still very basic and kind of rough around the edges. Visibility is still good and all that stuff, but it is just more fun to drive. And that's the biggest difference. It's friendly, it's welcoming, it's happy to be here, unlike the 2 liter that felt like it was voluntold to be here. With that stuff out of the way, let's talk about the interior. Well, in front of me, I have 4 gauges. Off to the left, speedometer. Up in the center, we have coolant temperature and fuel, and off to the right is the tachometer. The steering wheel doesn't have any forward-facing buttons. We do get a cruise control stalk to the bottom right, but that's it. And moving off to the left, we have a climate control vent and gauge dimmer switch. Moving on to the door, we do have our latch to get in and out, power mirrors, and power windows. And moving into the center, we get 2 climate control vents, hazard switch along with our fog light switch, digital clock, and outside temperature, aftermarket radio, because any radio from this era doesn't keep up with modern tech. And then we have our climate controls. Interestingly enough, we do have a tiny little readout screen for this. Kind of feels slightly unnecessary, but I'm sure it felt futuristic back in '07. We have buttons for our AC and recirculating and things like that. We do get a 12-volt outlet and the shifter. This is not the factory shift knob. And on a day like today, it is a metal shift knob. The sun has been beaming onto it, and so this felt like Hades' nutsack. Then we do have cup holders that are asymmetrical, so we will do a big friggin' bottle test, and the back cup holder does in fact pass. It's a little bit of a squeeze, but that's okay. It actually passes the big friggin' bottle test. We do get a tiny center console, good for my Thumble collection, but that's about it. And the seats are leather. They do have these cloth-ish inserts, and they are manual. They're not anything too crazy. They're not super sporty, but they are sportier than what you would have found in other Hyundais at the time, so I'll give it a pass for that. Speaking of seats, however, we do have back seats, so begrudgingly I will fit myself back there. All right, let's see here. Oh, okay, that actually comes forward pretty well. although it doesn't seem like it wants to stay forward. Oh God. Yeah, not good. This is not where I want to be. My head is hitting the ceiling. I'm 5'11", not a small guy. Head's hitting the ceiling, no good. Knees hitting the seat, no good. The seats they're a little hard, no good. It's a coupe. I mean, even in the Genesis coupe that came after this, the back seats are terrible. Any car like this, the back seats are going to be terrible. 350Z didn't even come with them. Mazda RX-8 had them, but at least it had those little wing doors or coach doors to open up. This is not where I want to be. I don't mean that in life. I'm very happy where I am in life. Just here in this video, in the back seat of this Genesis, not Genesis, Hyundai Tiburon. Can you tell that it's 100 degrees and my brain is boiling? Can you tell? Let's talk about the trunk. All right, around the back of the Tiburon, just use the key here to open it up. And it is a hatchback, which is very, very nice. Definitely opens up a lot more space. You do get a little light there. That's pretty much it. Nice amount of space. You can lower the back seats. I would honestly leave the back seats down, and then you have tons more storage space. You do get a leather strap down here. You can pull up and you get the spare tire with a little bit of storage cubby, but that's about it. That is the trunk space of an 07 Tiburon GT. Now we gotta talk about the looks, and I still don't really love the look of the Tiburon, although this is the facelift. I think it's more handsome than the pre-facelift, but, you know, lipstick on a pig and all that stuff. And again, I don't know why I've only reviewed red Tiburons. It's a curse. Twice is a coincidence, but 3 times is a pattern. Yeah, whatever. It's fine. It's fine. With all of that being said, though, let's get on to my final thoughts. What do I think driving the Hyundai Tiburon V6? With the manual, well, I like it a lot better. I like it dramatically better than the 4-cylinder automatic. This is a night and day difference. This is so much better. It's better to drive. It feels better. It's more fun. This is the way to do it. This is what you want when you want a Tiburon. You want that V6. You want that manual transmission. It is so much better. However, it's still not competitive with other sport coupes of the time. The 350Z, I believe we were just about to start the 370Z, but the 350Z, better torque, sportier, rear-wheel drive. The Mazda RX-8 was still in full bloom at this point. The rotary made well into the 200s of horsepower, again, rear-wheel drive. Even with the upgrade of the V6 and manual, this still isn't a standout runaway hit. It still has some work to do. And like I mentioned with my pre-facelift review, they ended up fixing that. When the Genesis Coupe came out, which was kind of the spiritual successor to this car, they fixed their wrongs. They gave it a great V6. They gave it rear-wheel drive. They gave it over 300 horsepower. They leapt over 100 horsepower more than this vehicle. That is a far superior car. And so, while the V6 and manual are better, it's not a saving grace. It's not a miracle worker. Not an angel coming down from the heavens. There are still problems with this car, and this car was still undervalued. Didn't quite cut the mustard compared to the competition, but at least the V6 was a step in the right direction. At least I can give the car that. At least I could say, you know what, they did a couple more things right. And that's the biggest thing. You don't have to get everything right overnight. If your life is going down the drain, and hey, I've been there, brother. I've been there multiple times. When your life is headed downhill, you can't fix everything overnight. You gotta focus on a few things. When you're trying to get rid of debt, you can't just pay it off overnight. We all wish we could. So you have to make small incremental changes. Maybe eat out a little bit less. Maybe go shopping a little bit less. Maybe wait 2 months before buying that video game instead of 1. Ounces make pounds. Inches make feet. Feet make me grossed out. That's what it feels like with this car. They were getting better and better and better with every iteration, but it was going to take time. It was going to be by baby steps. It was death by 1,000 punches and not one knockout blow. And so this is a step in the right direction. I don't want people to think that I don't like it. The V6 is good. The manual, good. But it's not there yet. and they nailed it with the next iteration with the Genesis Coupe. So again, it's fun to see another stepping stone and kind of a final version of the Tiburon before it went away for good. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Huge thank you to North Naperville Autos for letting me borrow yet another Hyundai Tiburon from them here today. They are absolutely wonderful. They always have cool and interesting inventory. This is just one of them on the lot, and I highly recommend that you check out their website found in the description below. But I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Don't forget to rate the video, comment on the video, and subscribe if you really liked it. Take care, guys.